as we've talked about on the show before, Tony Khan at the last press conference, which I think is like a month ago now, said they're in the red zone. They're having a hard time putting that ball over the line, to the point where I think Tony's flying to Paris to meet with his good buddy Zaz to talk while they watch some rowing or repechage or maybe some fencing.
Team handball. We're going with team handball. That's
breakdancing.
Oh, that's right. Breakdancing.
Yeah. So because WBD today, so they matched the NBC, I believe it was NBC off. No, it was Amazon Prime's offer. Amazon Prime's offer for their portion of the NBA coverage, and WBD or NBA rejected their offer. Said this isn't true matching, and they explained why. And some of it is because they're leveraged to the hilt, and they offered a line of credit instead of cash up front, which
the barter system generally doesn't work.
No,
in modern day. May I interest you in this lovely wheel of cheese, perhaps, for your NBA rights, sir?
Tony Khan
hold on. I'll gladly pay you Tuesday for a Laker game today.
Tony Khan is more than happy to take their hamburger, or their promise of a payment of a future hamburger. But NBC or NBA is not falling for that. And so now this is probably going to end up in the courts because, yeah.
You've seen Beverly Hills Cop 2, right?
Yeah.
The scene with Gilbert Gottfried and the parking tickets.
You know what?
Is there something in this hand here that I could give you that could make the stuff in this hand possibly go away?
Okay. No,
I'm imagining them going, maybe we can trick the NBA. You make loud noises in the back of the room, and I'll sign the deal while he's not looking.
When I first heard about this, okay, my first thought was, okay, they don't really want to be on WWE anymore. They want to be on Prime because they're worldwide. They're going to be in 200 million homes, all this stuff. And then when I found out that part of the deal was a line of credit as part of the first 3 years payment or something, it's like, well, of course you're gonna not accept the offer.
Charles Barkley food budget ain't gonna pay for itself.
Yeah, no.
And Shaq's there now too, so
yeah. And Caitlin Clark's got to eat too, Yeah. So man, so it's not looking good. And then, but what does that mean? Does that mean WBD has more money to pay for AEW, or does that mean they don't get any more carriage fees and now they got no money coming in and they can't pay for AEW? I don't know what that means.
I would go with the latter. I think we're gonna go into extreme belt tightening mode. I think AEW leaked that there was a deal in principle to try and force the issue, because now Zaslav has look, they're looking at resplitting Discover and Warner Brothers. This has been such a bad move, and it's not because Discovery wasn't a profitable business. It's because Warner Brothers was an absolute mess. And I know people are putting this on Zaslav. Well, if Zaslav weren't so cheap and he would have put out Batwoman the movie, it would have been... I don't think so. I think Warner Brothers over-leveraged, especially on the DC Comics properties, in terms of making new franchises to be able to, then stake their claim on, and then movie theaters closed, and that killed them, because the one good, decent DC movie that they put out instantly on HBO Max, which was The Suicide Squad. And now he's looking at basically going back to square one on the deal and saying, I want Discovery separate, because that thing goes for cheap. It's cheap programming, and it makes a lot of money. This is expensive programming, and not enough people watch it. And I think AEW might be a tax write-off. It might be a tax write-off. I think now we are at the point where we should be possibly talking that they may go elsewhere.
Well, I mean, it's in their best interest to negotiate elsewhere. If I had to guess, I would say they will end up back on WBD and they will get a good deal. But what worries me is that there may not be anybody watching these stations. They may not even get put on TNT or TBS. They may end up on True TV.
True TV. That was my call. I think Dynamite stays on TBS, possibly. Unless we can run more reruns of The Big Bang Theory.
But I mean, even if they are on TBS, who's going to be watching? Because, like, that's the thing. Like, yeah, I guess a lot of people still watch TBS, but...
okay, but here's the thing. I mean, you're getting 700 to 800,000 live still. That's not a bad number, Paul.
Not at all.
But the problem is The Big Bang Theory still does over 1 million for a rerun.
But how many cable companies are going to keep carrying TBS if TNT doesn't have the NBA? Because I think TNT and TBS are a package deal. They're on the same tiers.
A lot. I mean, it's a lot like USA. I mean, it really is. I mean, TBS and TNT have been staples of basic cable for a long, long time, and the NBA just increased it. Now, I will grant you that they may have walked in with giant brass balls and told the cable companies we want this much per subscriber, kind of like ESPN did back in the day. And that may and you know what, if they did, they're gonna have to eat some crow. They are. I don't see anybody dumping them from a basic cable, because basic cable is trying to hold on to whoever they can get at this point.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, they just may not get the same kind of fees.
No. Yeah. They're not going to get the same kind of fees. Zaslav and his lawyers may just, Tony comes in for his contract and they pull out their pockets and go, how much you got? And yours, kind of a thing, and plead poverty. I thought they leveraged this when they came in, that they said the deal was in principle done, and then they're gonna try and spike the ratings here to go in for upcharge. And now I think the opposite might happen. I think WBD may come in and go, look, we don't have the NBA. We ain't got enough money coming in. We may need to downgrade this deal.
Well, the funny thing about that is they stacked all these shows, and then for a bunch of weeks the ratings were down.
Yes.
And then last week they did a big number. And, and you thought, okay, well, it's that MJF Ospreay match. But then I find out when I'm reading the Wrestling Observer on Monday. It came out on Friday. I didn't read it till Monday. Nobody reported this. I don't even know if you know this.
I probably don't.
The Big Bang Theory that aired before Dynamite did 970,000 viewers.
Yeah.
So they actually dropped.
Yes, they are losing. They are losing viewers.
Yes, but in the past, like, they'd been doing, 600,000 to 700,000. For some reason, this week, a bunch of people watched The Big Bang Theory. So a month ago, on Juneteenth, when they were down, it's because of Black Panther, because they did a bad number. So that's why the Dynamite rating was down. But when Dynamite's up, it's because of Dynamite that it's up.
You can make any narrative you want.
I know. That's
it's one of those things that has driven me crazy over the past couple years. Is that people make up the narrative for whatever they want it to be, for how they go. It's like, I love Dave. Well, it's summer and people want to be outside for longer.
Yeah.
Okay.
Tonight.
Show me the correlation on those numbers there, Dave.
I will tell you this, and I'll make an excuse. Our live numbers right now for this show are down. Like, it's
because people hate me. People loathe Jeff Hawkins.
It's because everyone watched the freaking presidential speech and nobody watched Dynamite, so they don't want to talk about it because they don't want to be spoiled. Maybe they're PBR.
Okay, that could be it too.
Maybe they just don't even care about it. But my point is that I don't think a lot of people watch tonight's show because that speech. Maybe they tuned in.
TBS is bringing back Friends, right? Is it for like the 30th anniversary or whatever?
Oh, really? I haven't heard that, but.
In terms of reruns.
That'd be a good lead-in.
I'm thinking like replace it. 2-hour block of Friends?
Yeah, and then put Dynamite on at 10.
All these aging Gen Xers at home now?
You know what? I just said that out loud, but that would actually make a lot of sense, especially with the content. Like, they could put it on from 10 till midnight, put Dynamite on, tape it earlier, and then air it at 10.
Well, maybe. I mean, they're running Modern Family now, which is still a bonanza for them. But I just... This is going to be weird. This whole thing's going to be weird, and the economy is making it even weirder. It really is.
I think with the Olympics, I don't think we're getting anything in the next 2 weeks.
No,
that's my prediction.
They're going to wait. They're going to wait to see what the ratings on the Olympics are.